Hey, you're hanging out in the Link Up Lounge. I'm Tiffany Mason.
And I'm Donna Ruppel. Around here, we believe success isn't just about what you know, it's about who you link up with. This is your lounge for turning one link into endless opportunities.
Donna, it blows my mind that the two of us have over 30 years of combined networking experience.
I know! We've built businesses, expanded networks, and created unstoppable momentum, all through the power of strategic connections.
AKA networking. And now we're here to guide you to do the same, starting today.
So let's dive in, connect, and start making moves you didn't even know were possible. Welcome back to the Link Up Lounge. I'm Donna Ruppel, your Nocatee real estate expert, here with my co-host Tiffany Mason of Virtually You, the boutique podcast management agency.
This is your lounge for turning one link into endless opportunities. And today, we're bringing you a real-life collaboration story straight from our Bond and Beyond community.
Yes, we had 5 incredible women that came together to create the Inner Glow Session, which was a lymphatic reset experience blending wellness, education, embodiment, and visual storytelling. And today, we're unpacking how it all came together.
So, first of all, I want to start with you, Nicole. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we dig into the event?
Of course. Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for having me. My name's Nicole Napolitano, and I am an Isogenics wellness advocate, but also I love that I'm a co-leader in Bond and Beyond with Heart-Led Hustle. In my business, I focus on making wellness simple, sustainable, and accessible for real people with real lives. And I love helping individuals upgrade their daily habits with high quality nutrition and systems that create more energy, confidence, and balance. And what really makes me feel lit up inside is seeing people rediscover themselves. So they're feeling stronger, they're having clearer brains, they're more aligned with who they want to become. So for anyone who's looking for something beyond their wellness journey, my goal is to provide a lifestyle that feels good from the inside out while giving them tools, confidence that feels more empowered and fulfilling. And I love to help individuals elevate their health with premium nutrition and transform their everyday wellness. So I'm so happy to be here and thank you for having me.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for that introduction. Now that we know a little bit about you, Nicole, let's start here. How did this collaboration first come to life? Who initiated the idea, and what made you realize this needed to be a group experience instead of a solo event?
So this experience really came from our relationships first. I had met each of these women through different spaces, mostly through our Bond and Beyond community. And what stood out to me wasn't just what they had done professionally, even though I like to work with women in the wellness spaces, but really like who each one of them are as people. I love their energy. I love their good vibes. And they all genuinely care about helping others to feel really good in their bodies. So over time, I personally worked with some of them on their own health and wellness journey. So I think I really got to know them in that way. And I also experienced their services. So that was really, that know, love, and trust factor that we always talk about, which
Yes.
creates the mutual respect and a real connection among us. So in my line of work, I'm always looking for that connection piece. So I realized how powerful is it going to be if each of us supported wellness from a different angle? So whether it's internal nutrition, body work, skincare, mindset, I just kept thinking, how amazing would it be if all of us women could come together, experience it all together in one space instead of doing it separately?
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted the attendees, when they came, to feel that connection between everything right there in real time. We had no idea how it was going to work. It was our first go at it. But I reached out and I shared the vision. And we basically came up with that it's going to be a hands-on workshop where people weren't just sitting and listening. They were actually learning techniques, experiencing things in their own bodies, and then leaving with tools that they could use right away.
Okay, Nicole, if I can ask you quick, once you decided to move forward together, how did you determine who would do what? Was it obvious based on your specialties, or did you have to intentionally map out the flow of the experience?
Well, I think that it was based on our specialties because I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted people to come. I wanted them to be able to start with the process of self-care and, you know, learn a little bit about how we begin. So it naturally started with our massage therapist, right? Starting with the lymphatic in our body and then going to Cara for the face and having Janelle end with a fabulous embodiment, learning about that. And throughout what I sprinkled in, it was them having an experience as they were feeling what was going on in their bodies.
I think you did a great job of that. That event was super good. It had a great flow to it. And it wasn't, I know that you have products that you sell, but it didn't come across salesy. It did come across that you intentionally thought, how would this person be feeling and what kind of product would complement what they just experienced. So I thought that was, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
genius.
It was really good. And I really thought the hands-on part of the experience was one, not just the only thing, but one main reason as to why the event was so successful. Because if you talked at me personally, for 45 minutes or an hour, like I've tuned you out a long time ago. Okay. Now I'm looking at my phone, I'm chatting
Yes.
with my friend, and not because what you're saying isn't valuable, but because my attention span is like a minute. Okay. Thank you, social media. So I thought the hands on part was so critical and so cool because you felt it in your body. You felt everything. You felt it when we did the body part. You felt it when we did the face part. Obviously, Janelle's embodiment was amazing, and what a great end to a very valuable event. So, in, what, an hour that we were there, I mean, we got so much knowledge, so
Yeah.
much value. Like, I just was very impressed. I thought it was
I
a
was blown
really good
away.
event.
Thank you. Thank you.
How did you see the Isogenics products complementing the lymphatic work that Carrie Ann had introduced?
So for me, the connection was really clear because we wanted to do the lymphatic system, and it's all about the flow, right? Moving the fluid, reducing the congestion, calming inflammation, and helping our body to detox and repair. So I really chose the products intentionally to support from the inside. So for instance, the Happy Body Elixir we created was really like a pillar combination because the moringa is a hero product and it contains all the antioxidants, the minerals, everything that supports inflammation, balance,
And it's yummy.
and it's delish.
I was
And
surprised. It's yummy.
it's really delish. And so that overall vitality, so when your body has the nutrients it needs, systems like the lymphatic system can actually function more efficiently. So we paired that with hydration, which was the hyaluronic acid, which helps to draw the water into the tissues and support the cellular hydration. And with that, we also let everyone experience the collagen, which is for the connective tissue and the structural support, like Cara explained. And it all just ties into lymphatic and skin health.
Okay, and if that was a lot for everybody who's listening, that is what Donna and I are talking about when we are saying this event was packed full of value. I
Yeah.
mean, I know that you were so excited, Nicole, because you had just come off conference and you guys had talked about the moringa. And I was like,
Mhm.
moringa, I don't know what this stuff is. And so she was so great at explaining it. So I know you're having to cut it down and make it, short, but you did such a great job explaining how it went with the lymphatic massages that we were doing. So I
Hmm.
loved that. I was a
Yeah,
big
it
fan.
all definitely tied in. And it was like you had mentioned, Tiffany, it was like smooth in a non salesy way, just very like we kind of like at the end of a massage when they offer you a glass of
Yes.
water. It was like
Yes.
that. Yeah. And
Yes.
that's how it felt. So you were like, of course I want the water. Yes.
Yeah. Of course I
Yeah.
want the moringa.
Right.
Well, I think that all of us coming together really was like that full circle experience. So it was the external techniques, it was the internal nourishment, it was the
Yeah.
nervous system support, and all of that worked together towards the same outcome. And I think that it created a really beautiful, like, inside out picture for people versus doing it on your own. You're nourishing your body, everything works together, and the combination is that much more powerful for us and also for the people who are attending. And, that's what's
Yeah.
most important for them to have that experience.
I mean, I came because I wanted to support all of you, of course. But
Right.
when I left, I was like, holy wow, that
Right?
was a lot of value. I'm so glad I came. Like, that was a really
Well, and
good
I know,
event.
Donna, you and I have talked before on the podcast too about how like putting yourself out of your comfort zone or going to something that just interests you or going to an event just to support people that you network with and that you just want to support. But sometimes you leave going, wow, I actually won from going just to support people that I want to support. So, and I think
Mhm.
that's what happened for both of us is we just wanted to support you guys. We were excited about the event, but then we walked around being like, wow,
Yeah, that was really,
mind
really good.
blown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So, we're going to switch gears here and go to Carrie Ann. We would love to hear a little bit about you and your business.
Hi, I'm Carrie Ann. I run a small spa. We're nestled in a serene setting in a boutique spa. We are located over in the Mandarin St. John's area. I'm excited that we've been here in May 5 years. We have curated massage therapy, body treatments, and facial care here.
Well, cutting to the
Nice.
chase, I mean, giving away too many details too early, but Donna actually won
I
one of the
did.
lymphatic massages. I'm so jealous.
I was so
So she
excited.
so she gets to do the full experience with you sometime soon.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
for sure. I'm very excited. Okay, so now that we know a little bit more about you, I would love to dive in here. Your part of the event was a self administered lymphatic reset. Why did you feel that was the right way to start? And how did it set the tone for the rest of the collaboration?
I think starting there with the full body lymphatic system fit into each person's part because it started the whole process and the whole like almost cleansing part of your whole body and led into the next person being able to teach you about lymphatic drainage of the face and movement of your body and nutrition and all of those parts.
Yeah, exactly. I did think that it was a great start because it also got us up out of our chairs and got us starting the whole value driven process of the evening. So I did think that was a really good way to start.
It was funny though to try to like shake yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit because Vanessa was there with her camera and I was like, "Oh dear lord, what is going to end up on social media?" Cuz you're like basically petting your body and you have to do it very slowly and very gently. It was kind of funny to look around the room and also to try to not look around the room, right?
Right.
Because you want everybody to have their own experience. And so it was like, oh, okay, don't look around, but also what is everybody else doing? And
Right.
I hope Vanessa's not getting my face in this shot.
Am I the only one really into this right now?
Yes, yes.
So, what did it feel like to share the stage instead of carrying the whole event yourself?
I think as especially a business owner and a women business owner, we feel like we have to do all these parts. You feel like you have to be in control of everything. So it's awesome to be able to learn how to let go of some of that control and learn to trust other people to have your back and have your knowledge. I even had to unfortunately miss the event um, due to family sharing the flu, which is always fun,
Yay.
which made me very upset that day. I was looking forward to being able to share this information with everybody. But knowing Nicole the way I do, I was able to hand over my information and everything I collected and have her present and talk her through it and her present what I had and know that it was going to be presented correctly. And I would be represented even though I wasn't there.
I love that so much that you have that trust.
Yeah, that is great to know that it was going to be presented correctly. But that goes also to you and your preparation and your knowledge and all of that, so that you knew that anybody with the right instructions could do this, which is also helpful for your clients, right? Because you can share this information and then they can do it at home.
Well, the one piece of this whole puzzle of putting it together, the form for it was having your presentation, having the people doing something like real life, stand up, drink something, whatever it was. I want people to be able to learn, bring it home and have self-care. What's funny is we were all trying to get on each other's schedules. We were all trying to make the day work. And originally we were planning it for December. It took 3 months for it to come together. December, we were going to be give a gift to yourself, give the gift of wellness. Then January came, we still were like, what are we doing? So we shifted it to the reinvention energy. And we thought we're doing the reinvention era. And then February came and we were like, we are not stopping anymore. We have to figure something else. So we said self-care. And that's how the inner glow session came about. So we wanted people to have self-care, learn self-care, come home, be able to do it easily with themselves, but be left with the experience to want more from each one of these girls.
Well, I think it's important to talk about self-care, right? Because as women and we have these families and these households we're running, as well as our small businesses, and everyone says self-care, but okay, you go get a massage or you go get your pedicure done or whatever. It's a little bit more short-lived than if you take this home and you can do it anytime. And I also think that with all of you sharing, quote unquote, the stage, you got to fill in personality gaps. So public speaking may not be your thing, but someone else, spoke before you. So it made you a little bit less nervous when it came your time. Or like Carrie Ann, you're saying you could trust Nicole to deliver your information in a way that made sense to people and in a way that was represented correctly. And then maybe like with Janelle doing Soul Sway, she's up there moving, but because we know it, being in her group and having experienced it, we can kind of lean into that experience and other people can follow suit and she doesn't feel like she's alone doing it. So I think that there's a lot of value to you guys having this collaboration and personality gaps being filled in, whatever one person wasn't strong at. It sounds like Nicole, you are type A and very good at planning. And so it's nice that if that wasn't a strong suit of one of the other women, you were able to say, okay, we should do X, Y, and Z, and then everybody could help to implement.
I would have to say,
Yes.
to feed off of you as well, all of us provide care to other people, and
Mm,
we can provide little components and you go home. The self-care, I can provide you massage. But
sure.
if you go home and I can't give you the tools to get in between the month between your massage, well, I'm not doing you any good. So this gave people components to get between those appointments.
Love that. Love that,
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Ann. Absolutely.
Again, it goes back to the value add of the event. I mean, it was really jam-packed.
Hmm. Okay, Kara, you're up next. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, if you would, please.
Okay, I'm Kara Beavers. I co own Live Without Lines Med Spa with my physician husband. I am an esthetician for over 15 years. I'm slightly obsessed with healthy, glowing skin. I specialize in result driven treatments like lymphatic facial massage, microneedling, PRX, and advanced skin therapies. But my real passion is helping women feel confident in their skin in a way that feels natural and empowering.
Well, I think this event was definitely empowering, and I loved your section. First of all, what you guys don't know, and I don't know if it'll come out in the interview, Kara is very funny. So
Mm-hmm.
it was
Mm-hmm.
very fun to have her stand up and interject a little bit of humor into everything and explaining to us how to gently touch the skin. There's blockages and how to move those blockages around was great. In a collaboration like this one, though, the Inner Beauty collaboration, how do you make sure that your expertise stands out while supporting the bigger vision? So Live Without Lines Med Spa, we do this, but also cohesive with the rest of the event.
Yeah, I stay in my lane. I do what I do well. I bring the science, I bring the hands-on experience, and make it make sense.
Well, I loved that there was like full body lymphatic movement, which
Mhm.
I've heard of before. And then I was like, what's Kara doing for her piece, So I was surprised to learn about facial lymphatic massage. How did you learn about it? And do you do some kind of facial at your spa?
We do. I do lymphatic massaging at the spa if needed. If I see puffiness and I feel like, yeah, you definitely need some lymphatic massage, I'll do it. People ask for it. It's interesting how that you're seeing lymphatic massage trend on social media. It's always often being done aggressively. The lymphatic system responds to light, intentional movement, not heavy pressure. So, I guess part of my mission is to help people understand that softer is actually smarter, and that comes with real results. So, yes, I do offer it at the spa. I did not learn it in school. I'm a dual license holder in Georgia and Florida. Georgia is a heavier curriculum than Florida is. I did a lot of advanced training, a lot of seminars, and all that to learn what I know now. As funny as I am and as obnoxious I am, I'm nervous. I do not like to public speak. I feel very like, just to talk, but I don't feel natural, I should say.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you did a great job speaking to everybody and holding your own on the stage, even though you were nervous. I was proud of you, and it was fun to
Thank
support
you.
Mm-hmm.
you in that fashion. Again, petrified that Vanessa was getting it on camera, us rubbing our
Petting ourselves.
foreheads. Yes.
Yes, again, so much value, Kara. And you guys, you can't see her on the podcast, okay? But she is a walking billboard of when she's talking about glowing, flawless skin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, great for your advertisement for your business there, Kara, because you do always have the most beautiful skin.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I absolutely have seen all the TikToks you're talking about with the brush and the whatever the other thing is called, and they're just pulling. And that's what I thought you were supposed to do. And
Me
so I
too.
was so glad to hear not to do that because I try and do what I can do to stop the wrinkles from coming. So the last thing I want to do is pull and tug at my
Oh,
skin.
Wait, and I was so happy to learn that we don't actually need a tool.
Yeah.
She was like, your
just
hands
your
are really the
tools.
best. Wash your hands and use your hands. And I was like, I don't need that fancy brush. Okay. Thank you, girl.
Save your $80 on Instagram and just use your hands.
Yeah, that was so much, again, so much value from that section, right? And so now we have mentioned her a few times, but we would love to hear a little bit about who you are and what you do, Janelle.
Yes. Hi. Thank you. I am Janelle Mara. I am an energy healing practitioner and an embodiment teacher. I am certified in a unique Balinese healing modality called Shiwamurti. And I am also the co founder of Soul Sway, which is an embodiment practice that combines movement and meditation and mindfulness. So, I guess at the heart of it all, my work is essentially helping people feel better in their bodies. And I go about that through some different avenues.
Yes, yes. And actually, I will say, I am probably the quintessential opposite person that would love Soul Sway. If you know me, you see this rigid person full of structure, right?
Wouldn't say rigid, Donna.
Thank you. Good. I'm glad. I don't want to be rigid. I think I've gotten much more loose in my older age here. But then the first time I experienced your Soul Sway, Janelle, it was surprisingly amazing. And
You didn't believe a word I was saying ever when I was saying how fabulous it was.
No, I just wasn't sure I was going to be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
You see all these new sort of practices out there, and sometimes you go to them and you're like, I can't do that at all, you know?
Well, what's so beautiful about Soul Sway is that it's a self-guided practice. I'm guiding it, but I'm guiding it from a place of permission. So it is not a follow your teacher, do it the way I do it kind of practice, which is, I think, why it makes it so appealing to someone that would otherwise not think it's for them or for their body.
Yes, exactly. So it was fun. It was pleasant. It was relaxing. It was meditative, and I can never get out of my brain, but I can when I do Soul Sway. I'm a huge fan. I just have learned to love your Soul Sway. I was really looking forward to it that night because I knew it was going to be something really good. You, as we mentioned, closed the event with movement and Soul Sway. So why do you feel like ending with embodiment was so important?
To be honest, when this was a lymphatic system focused event, I was like, oh, I'm an interesting addition. And then it all made sense, actually. I just stepped back from it and said, wow, this is actually really perfect. The lymphatic system isn't just something that we receive work on, right? It's not like I did my 5 minutes in the morning and now my lymph system is good to go. Don't need to address that again. It's something, the lymphatic system is something that depends on how we live in our bodies every day, like moment to moment. We said it many times at the event itself, but given that the lymph system doesn't rely on a pump, it, like the heart, say, does to pump, the blood is pumped via the heart. With the lymph system, it relies on breath and movement and posture and natural expansion and contraction of the body in order to flow properly. So it just made so much sense to bring embodiment into the end of the conversation, because it's like bringing it into the lived experience and reminding people that their daily relationship with their body actually matters. Like the way we sit, the way we breathe, the way we move. These things are constantly influencing circulation and flow and health and vitality all the time.
Well, I think it's those things that we don't think about that are like automatically kind of going on in the background. So it's
Mhm.
good to bring attention to it and to remind us once in a while. And I really love that we had all been sitting there and, Donna, you're talking about the movement, how we stood up for some things and whatever.
Mhm.
I love that you were wise enough to have the forethought to be like, all these chairs are going to make so much noise being scooted back. So you were like, get your space now. Like, back your chair up, because there would have been nothing more, I guess, intrusive or interruptive than to like be in this like relaxive state. And then you're like, okay, and now everybody can stand up. And then you just hear like all these chairs backing up. Would
Oh,
have
it would
been,
have been awful. I
yeah.
mean, so much about Soul Sway is about nervous system regulation, and there's nothing, more dysregulating than abrupt, abrasive sounds, especially on group level in the middle of a meditation. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I
Yeah.
thought it was so empowering, just the words that you were using throughout the exercise. I've been to a couple of your Soul Sway events before, and they've been great. Loved them, not a problem. But this event felt so, I don't know, elevated. And we keep saying value, but
Mhm.
gosh,
It
it
was
was
really
just,
good. We were so impressed.
well, how were they going to top our events, Donna?
Well, that's
I
hard.
think
That
they
is
did.
hard to do,
I mean,
right.
I
But
think
I
they
think
did.
they did too. So much value in such a short amount of time. That's what I
Yeah.
liked, is it was not a day-long event where I'm dedicating 5 hours to this, right? It was an hour and I don't know, maybe less than an hour and a half. And it was like I got all this value that fast. That was part of the amazingness of the event, that it was done so quickly with so much value.
It's preparation. Everybody really just did their part and came together.
Yeah, those are motivated women, and it shows that you guys respect each other and you respect what you guys do. And so it was easy to say, okay, let's do this. And then, very much like Carrie Ann was saying, able to rely on each other. I mean, it takes a village for all
Mhm.
of us to get everything accomplished all the time. It takes a village. And we clearly, have people that we can call on and depend on in Bond and Beyond and, beyond in our
And
networking
beyond.
efforts.
Right. Well, and I'll take a minute to just say you guys had really good attendance too, given the time
Yes.
and day of the week. I mean, it was a Monday night. Traditionally may not be the most, popular night for people to go out and go to an event, but you guys had really good attendance and everybody seemed to be into all the parts of
Engaged.
it. And yeah, engaged and really, yeah, taking it all in. And I thought, sitting there, knowing you guys who you are in your businesses, I just thought wow, this is such good exposure for you, because Nicole might have brought a guest, but now they got introduced to Kara and Janelle and Carrie Ann, and so it's like the cross pollination of your own customers that were there to meet all the other presenters that were there. I just thought that was such great exposure for each of your businesses, because each of you, like Tiffany had said at one point, has a different personality. And I love all of you with your amazing personalities, but they're different and they really came through that night. I know Kara was nervous about public speaking, but you were even funny about talking about that. It was great to see all of your personalities come through so well. And Janelle, the way you present and what you do, it is a true gift. Like nobody, it's not like reading a script. You have a flow with your voice and your intention. And it is, something that really sets you apart. And nobody can really grasp that unless they meet you and go through that. And, so I thought all of your personalities came out really, really well. And that was an important part of, the exposure piece.
The idea is we had what we wanted to do, and it was like a little thread. So we wanted to make sure every single person's piece really connected to the next person. Now, when we first came together, it was like, well, what am I going to do? How am
Clunky.
I going to do this? How is this going to work? I'm speaking about this as a, and once we like worked all out the kinks, and then even that last day we had to figure something out, right? Because, unfortunately, because Carrie was sick, we were going to change the order. Like we had to figure it out and really just come together to make sure that everyone who came was leaving with what the agenda said. That was really important to me. Even down to Vanessa. And I know you're going to speak to Vanessa in a hot minute, but I just want to say that when we were having the Janelle's embodiment, it was my first experience with Janelle as well. And I'm someone who absolutely, I don't want to miss a thing. So I took off my shoes and I was all ready to rock and roll. And
Scooted your chair back.
I scooted my chair back, and half of me had FOMO that I wasn't going to watch what was happening, take pictures and video. And the other half of me said, okay, you just have to let it go. And you're not going to have this right now. But Vanessa was there to do it. So then I just enjoyed that moment. And it really gave me the experience now to be able to share that with other people, no matter what, even though I've met her at Bond and Beyond events. I love her. She has great energy. She had testimonials there. Now I experienced it. So now I can spread the word, really. I mean, for us, for me, it was just as shocking that it was a powerful, powerful event.
Yeah, I like
And
that
it
word,
just
powerful.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you like how well everybody can work together. We all have our own specialties. And then having Vanessa there to be able to video and take pictures gave that relief to Nicole and to everybody else that we can enjoy the moment. We can be in the moment and not have to worry about, oh, pictures. And you know how it is. So many times we're so taking pictures of our kids, but we don't not actually enjoying the moment because we're worried about everything else. So Vanessa played a really good key role in the event as well.
Well, I'm sure everybody's going, who the heck is Vanessa? Who is this Vanessa everybody keeps talking about? So Vanessa, would you kindly introduce yourself and your business?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Vanessa with Florida Social Butterfly. We are a social media agency. We help small business owners show up online consistently and help you share your story. We take care of the strategy, filming, editing, posting, so you can focus on what you do best, which is your business.
I mean, who doesn't want a Vanessa? Okay, right? That's all I'm saying.
Right? And she's so creative. And I'm not creative at all. And she's so creative. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so how important is visual storytelling when multiple brands come together? I cannot imagine the task that you were handed because Nicole and everybody else had to come up with this cohesive event. Now you have to capture it in a cohesive manner so that when it's, the 30-second reel or the 1-minute reel, on social media or whatever, that it makes sense to everybody else. And hopefully they have FOMO and want to come to the next one. But how important is visual storytelling when multiple brands come together?
It was actually kind of funny because I was definitely the last person to be involved in this. I was contented the day of the event.
Okay.
So my storytelling was definitely a little fast, but at the same time, I knew exactly what to do. I knew exactly what the mission was because for this event specifically, storytelling was everything. We had 4 different businesses all centered around one core theme: reducing inflammation and supporting lymphatic drainage. So on paper, you understand exactly what that is, but visually, you had to see it to understand why. We captured like Nicole.
Did you get me in any of those shots?
Yes, of course I did.
Did you get me petting myself, my kitty?
I was like, the whole point was to capture more than just them talking. We got that, but we also got
Right.
them physically doing the demonstrations, but then seeing the reactions of the audience getting it. Nicole had her products, right? So we had them pouring the drinks and passing them out and people drinking them and then seeing the face lit up. And Janelle, obviously, like her leading her movement and people's faces, like really getting into it. Yes, of course, Nicole, I got you. Really getting into it, and you look like you're present, and that's what the whole point of me being there, right? So, like
Yes.
when you stitch it all together, it tells a story. Inflammation, it's not just one step; it's body, nutrition, face, movement. It's holistic. If you just took a picture of just all of you together, you miss the story. So, for business owners, a practical lesson to learn when you're collaborating is making sure the visual just shows the services and how they connect, not just the faces in the room, but like showing the hands doing the work, the products being used, and showing the audience engaging. That's what turns like a collaborative into a clear message versus just noise.
Well, I think too, you guys were like filling in gaps in that respect. Like, I know some of you guys had to be servers for Nicole, and some people were mixing the mocktails, so you guys were definitely supporting each other in that role as well.
Just wanted to share something that I didn't actually get to share with any of the girls. And this goes to say what this is about, networking together, like helping someone else who may be listening to this podcast take the vision and use it for themselves so that they could create their own event. So I think that this isn't the last time we'll be together. I feel like we can absolutely do it again, but each of you can find people that not necessarily us, but like other people. So when I shared Vanessa's reel that was so gorgeous and had everything she just said, and it was like live, and that song, my gosh, when I hear that song, I'm like, oh, I loved it. So I shared that in my network, okay? And I can't tell you how many people reached out to me about that. They asked me to put it into my networking group. They asked me to put it on my business page, right? And the thing about it is that I have people on my team who are sharing that video, like I have the chills. They're sharing the video and they tag. Now, I have someone in New Jersey who shared your video, and then they tagged a massage therapist that they want to work with, an esthetician that they want to work with, a
Oh.
embodiment coach that I just gave them the, what's the word? Like, they didn't have the courage to reach out to people because
Mm.
they're afraid, like, not just to share the vision, but like they're afraid for the no, right? We
Mhm.
go for the no, but some people it's too scary. So because we did that together and we shared that simple video showing all four of us together and the words that you put on that reel, identifying each one of us as an important part, showing each section, I thought that was brilliant. Sending it
Mhm.
out and tagging people you don't even know and then reaching out to them and saying, would you love to do this event with me?
Mhm.
So that
Yeah,
felt really
absolutely.
good for my team to have it when we live in Florida and they're in New York.
Well, and that's the whole point of the podcast is we want all of our listeners to grasp these ideas, and that's why we felt like it was so important to interview you guys to give these ideas to other people. Like, yes, collaborate in the initial finding out about each other's businesses, but then how do we maximize each other's networks to get more exposure for our business? And also, when you see someone else has done it, then you go, okay, if they can do it, then I can do it. So it's like social proof that they, now like you're saying, it empowered them to go, okay, let me see what this event looks like.
I just want to piggyback on something that Nicole said, but even back further, what Vanessa was talking about, and say that one thing that makes Vanessa so great at what you do, girl, is that you know exactly how to summarize an hour and a half of content into 30 seconds or a minute with, massive value, as we just heard from Nicole, because it's being shared everywhere for multiple reasons. And the world has changed. No, but it really is about, when you were talking about how you know what to do and how you take the event and merge it into content and the collaboration of it all and what the difference is and the way you spoke about it, the passion you have behind it, the drive you
Yeah.
have, the
Yeah.
knowledge you have. And that to me, I'm listening going, wow, like you just blew my hair back because I don't want to do any of that and I don't know how.
No.
So, it
No.
just really is a showcase to a gift that you have, Vanessa. You're very, very good at what you do.
Agreed.
Guys.
I agree. It was definitely valuable to have you there, and then they can take the content and they can share the collaboration, but they can also share just pieces about their own business and spotlight their own business and tell their own story. So, really
Mhm.
beneficial on all of that. So, if you guys are wondering who made that collaboration look so amazing, it was Miss Vanessa.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And the other win is that all of these businesses have some true evergreen content for their social media too that they can use forever.
Yeah. Yep.
So a lot of times now I created all this footage, but I also send it to all of them so that now they have proof that they educate, proof that they collaborate with other experts, real footage of them teaching and serving, and then B-roll of like the products, the touch, the movement, the engagement. So instead of just saying, I help reduce inflammation, now they have visual evidence of that. And
Mhm.
for marketing perspective, like you guys just said, content can be repurposed for months. Nicole was messaging me, send me the stuff so that I can post it because it happened a couple weeks ago. And in my mind, I'm like, girl, you have this footage that you can use for months. Like, you have no idea. You don't need to do it right now. You have reels, testimonials, educational posts, websites, marketing, email marketing. So this event just doesn't just live for tonight. It turns into a content bank that keeps building authority.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. And I mean, it's just so much better than I could ever do myself. So, there's always that too.
Agreed.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, I would love to ask one final question to you, Janelle. Actually, you came together as members of Bond and Beyond, each of you with your own specialty, your own audience, your own voice. What did this event prove to you about collaboration inside Bond and Beyond?
Well, I feel like it's kind of been touched on here and there already, especially in the fact that Carrie was unexpectedly ill that evening and she had enough trust. And I think Nicole mentioned it too, the know, like, and trust factor. She had enough trust in Nicole to say, here is everything I've prepared and you can offer it. And I know it's going to go great. And with Nicole, even having not experienced Soul Sway before with me, had enough trust in what we have created together among this group that there was no question. There was no need for any one of us to micromanage the other. I thought that was pretty incredible also, because it just really speaks to how within the group, not only have we supported one another, but we've also really grown to, yeah, trust one another. I'm being repetitive, but yeah, it was pretty amazing to have that first collaborative phone call with Nicole and me explain, like, here's what I do and here's how I envision me taking what I do, having it work with this whole thing, and then that started to snowball something else and started to snowball something else. It was pretty great, but really being within the group also for each of us as individuals in Bond and Beyond, helping us all individually grow in our own confidence also in the work that
Yeah.
we're providing. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that. Anybody else want to add to that? Just what it proved to you about collaboration inside of Bond and Beyond?
Well, I think because our group is so unique, right? We are not all in the same one. We're each part
Mhm.
of a different chapter. A couple of us are together. And so the other bigger, broader spectrum of what you bring for us, I met Janelle at one of the other events, right? So
Mhm.
I'm not just in Bond and Beyond in Heart Led Hustle. I get to go experience other people and then exactly what you put this together for, so we could have cross collaborations and make things work. You're just going to find the people that you vibe with and that you can actually put on an event together without any questions asked and then say, we did a really good job with that. And do we want to do it again?
Yeah. Your weekly chapter may have 10 to 20 people in it, but when you think about Bond and Beyond as a whole, we have like what, 80 people, Donna,
Yeah, around
to
there
connect
somewhere.
with?
Mhm.
Yeah, around 80 people that we at any given moment, if we want to put together an event like this, we could. It was such a great event. And, I told you guys Donna won a lymphatic massage and somebody
I
else
did.
actually did too.
It's so exciting.
Yes. Yes. I'm having major jealousy issues, and we
Yeah,
rode in
you
the same
should.
car. You guys,
You
I
should.
almost
You
snatched
should.
that bag as I got
Yeah.
out of the car.
Yeah, you should be jealous because I am so excited.
But Nicole, do you want to talk a little bit about what some of those giveaways were and why you guys decided on those?
Yes. So I always think that one part of an event is people love to win things. I know I do.
Yes.
So we wanted to come up with valuable gifts that went along the same lines of what it was we were providing them. And so each one of us gave away something that was aligned with the actual event and that would help people achieve their inner glow.
I would say one thing from a strategic point of view regarding the prizes, everybody, yes, you are right, Nicole. Everybody wants to win. And every event we host in Bon and Beyond, we always give away prizes because that drives traffic. If I can win, I'm going to an event. Okay, but I didn't even know I was going to be able to win, but I would have gone anyway. But I will say the strategic thing behind your gifts, though, was so smart because gift cards for your services or products that you gave away, I mean, how intentional and smart is that? Because now the person who wins that is going to get to experience your product or your service. And then she's going to go tell all her friends about how amazing you are. So that was a real strategic thing as well, because you are really getting people to experience you on a much deeper level.
So I love our community. I love you ladies so much. What I'm hearing is that collaboration isn't just about splitting the workload, it's about multiplying the impact.
Yeah, and it's really such a beautiful example of what happens when women in business truly support one another instead of competing. We are so grateful you guys joined us today and shared the behind the scenes of how this awesome event came together. I can't wait for the next one. Thank you for showing what intentional collaboration can look like.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you guys for having
Thank
us.
you. That was great. Thank you.
I would say this event was a 15 out of 10. If you guys hear of another event, Inner Beauty, from these ladies, definitely get your ticket and show up. So this week's networking mode on tip is look at your network and identify one person whose work complements yours, not competes with it. Reach out and explore one small collaborative idea. It doesn't have to be a full event. It could be a collaborative live, a co-hosted workshop, or even a shared email feature. Collaboration multiplies visibility. Networking mode on.
If this episode sparked an idea for your own collaboration, tag us on Instagram at _linkup_lounge and tell us who you'd love to partner with or what you're dreaming up next. Let's keep building those powerful links together. You've been hanging out in the Link Up Lounge, your lounge for turning one link into endless opportunities.
Now it's your turn. Go make a powerful link today.
Networking mode on.